All right. Focus on the error. So when you see errors, you never feel like, oh, this red thing, I don't want to look at it. Right? It should be like, awesome. You learn a lot from this red thing. Right? Errors, you need to love errors. Okay? Let's try that. I put A and I press enter. What does it say? Undefined local variable. We learned that local variable is an English name. This word thing, right? A bunch of characters. That's a local variable, right? Or method. But in Ruby, a method can also be the name. So when you write something, you check whether it's a local variable or a method. That makes sense. Not yet. Don't ask the why yet, maybe. But now I do this. I have A already. What is A? A is a number, right? An integer. We're first day. So if I type A again and I press enter, now does the computer know? No or yes? So there's no more undefined local variable because this A is now a local variable. Okay?
It's like we had a book and then we wrote it down and said, hey, this is what A is. From now on, look here in this book and look for A. Ruby has to look inside the book. And we're constantly writing in this book.
So if I have this thing, blah, hello. Now I want hello to be a method, not a local variable. And what do I say? What do I do?
Define.
Yeah, so define hello. Over here I cannot write different, so I just do it everything on one line, okay? Put hi man. Alright? And so this is 3 lines, but I write it this way. So ignore that for now, but when you say with that hello?
Can write on one line like that?
Yeah. You just like things short, huh? It's okay. Right? So in your code, you make a typo all the time. Sometimes you write flowers, right? Typo means, it's a good question. Typo means you type something incorrectly. That's a misspelling or so then you do this. Yeah? So remember, you want to count how many flowers are there in there, right? You do this, right?
Yes.
But accidentally, because you're missing your boyfriend or girlfriend and you forget the S, because normally we only get 1 flower, we don't get many, and then we press enter, and then we get this. Do we get like, oh my god, why does it not work? Like, I don't want to read this. Please, the most important text on this screen right now is the red text. So your eyes should just start translating. Alright, what is it? Undefined. Oh, okay. Every error is undefined, no problem. Local variable. Oh, okay, good method. And you see this flower, and you can fix it. You say, why is flower undefined? Oh, I typed it wrong, right? Of course, sometimes you have flower to be a hash, like name is roses, and then that's then this gets you in trouble. Then you do flower.length. No, you want to do flowers.length, but you type flower.length anyway, and you run into this really strange situation, right? Then it's wrong. So be careful too. This is a logical error. With this hash, you only have key and value, which is 1 element. But this flowers list 2 elements. So when you type, be very careful here, right? Okay? So you see why the red thing is lovely? You have to love it, this pink thing. Because it tells you that it's wrong. Down here, look, it doesn't tell you that it's wrong. It takes experience to know this is a logical error. This is a bug in your program. B-U-G, it's a bug. Right? A bug sometimes hard to, because the program will keep running. Except when you pull out the money to pay for the flowers. I have 0 flowers. Why do I pay for 1? Right? This bug can cause a lot of problems. Right? For example, you write traffic light system and then green is a bug, right? Count the number of cars and then they crash. So try not to have this bug, but it happens even to the smartest people. Alright, then what else did we learn besides Local variable. Remember this A thing? You can have B as a string. That's a local variable. We have learned class. Right? What else did we learn recently? Huh? Yes. So, instance variable is very similar to local variable here. If you have this as an instance variable, when I type C here, I press enter, what happened? Oops. This is syntax error, right? No worries, right? It's just check the syntax. Except it doesn't really tell you, it doesn't tell you, hey, don't put this thing here. No problem, I read the error. Oh, I just need to check the syntax. I know Ruby, right? Does it read like Ruby? In this case, it doesn't read like Ruby. It reads like Windows, you know. So, alright, undefined local variable C. So that makes sense. We know that, right? So now you please know the difference between this and this. They have different names. Okay? So at C is an instance variable. Instance variable. That's just the word that we just have to memorize. Can we memorize that? So down here I can have like, you know, rose is, you know, I don't know, flower 1, my flower, roses, right? Your flower, violets. And then let's say if I compare, okay, if I don't have any argument, remember last time we have one flower and one and the other? We can compare them. Normally, I don't want you to use outside things, so when you do this, inside here, can you use my flower? Can you?
No.
It will say undefined. Look, undefined, if I run this compare, it will, I did not run it, but let's say if I run it, right? It will say undefined variable my flower. Right? So local variable is just local here. Inside here, no. Then of course sometimes you want to cheat. Remember the ranking, the singer thing, you know, this ranking, and then you can want to use this ranking in here. So then you can do that with instance variable. Instance variable. Right? You can use it. So instance variable, you can use it between methods. Local variable is only in one method. Local variable in one. Local variable in one. Help me finish the sentence. Local variable is in one method, or you know, block. Instance variable is in. Oh yeah, inside one class. Okay, so but sometimes it's quite convenient. If you do this, then you compare, you don't need to pass this, you can just say, you know, if my flower, you can use it, right? You can print them. So for example, puts my flower, puts your flower, okay? And then you run them, you see it still can print out. Now here's something funny about instance variable, okay? I have this thing called blah bell. Alright, when I press enter, what happened? Yeah, so raise your hand. Raise your hand like this if you think this has no error. Okay? This no error. And raise it like this means it has error. Alright? 1, 2, 3. Whoa, all of you just boom, like that. Okay.
I just realized it might be nil.
Oh, it might be. Great. What do you think?
The error.
Yeah, but why did you raise this? It's more convenient, so I don't have to use my energy. Right? Is that why?
I think because it didn't have declared before.
Mm-hmm. So that should be an error, no?
Yes.
So if I type blah, remember? Blah, undefined. And then this blah,
The same.
same? Okay. Why? So instance variable is nil by default. The word default. Default. So mất điện. So blah. So it can be anything. So your code, if you write code like this, right? Puts my flowers like this, and suddenly you accidentally think that you have more flowers than the other person uses my flowers. What happens? You just get this, and you're like, well, I don't know why. I don't know why. This is, should work. Suddenly, why do I not have roses anymore? So then you like, okay, let's be careful, okay? All right, let's debug. Okay, I will say my flowers, my. Okay, then I print it in here, and then down here, I say your. I print like this. Okay? Oh, a lot clearer, right? And then you realize that this is empty. I still don't believe my eyes. Why is it empty? So I'm like, I want to put this type character here, put this here, and I put something else like before it. I'm so angry already, right? And then I print. Oh, why is it empty in there? Why? When it's nil, it becomes empty. Right? When it prints out, there's nothing. It prints nothing. You put nil. Remember it's a bit. This is a bit hard, so don't worry. You remember this one, and you can convert it to a string. Nil. If you convert it to a string, an empty string. That's why when you convert, you put it in this pound curly brace. It will convert to a string, so it's empty. And this can be difficult to. I make one typo somewhere. If you write in C and other languages, they will tell you where it's wrong. In Ruby, just be careful. It's like, in English, you say the word, you misspell it. You type in text, and people may understand something different. So, why is it?
Why is empty?
Oh, here. So it's nil.
Right, new.
Why is it nil?
Because
The computer doesn't know at my flowers. I only know this my flower. This my flower is singular. Right? This plural. I've never seen it before. So that's why. Right? So you fix the bug. You ask, your friend, and then that's why it's good to go together. Okay? So then you're like, what if I have this really cool thing where, I have this flower, remember? So I'm going to write a very simple class here. Define, initialize, name. Only name, okay? Name is what? Name is name. By now you understand this, right? Yeah? And then maybe now I can use attribute. The attr, reader. Alright, name. So I don't have to do def name, at name, and okay. So this is a very short class. Okay? So you're like, you want to use instance variable now. Technically, yes. I like using local variable because if I type wrongly, it will crash. It will say undefined method, and then I like it. I like seeing the red text. But because maybe you don't like seeing the red text, so now you use this and you say my flower dot. Someone give me roses, okay? Did someone call to give me roses? So roses here, okay? And then you like great. So name of my is my dot name. Is that okay? Yeah. Roses, right? My dot name. Do we understand this part? Here's the funny thing. What if, your code becomes really long? A lot of things happen here. And then you thought it's something like this. You just you write something different. So instead of my, you type mine.
Space.
Okay. Who can guess what error I have when I do this?
Undefined local variable for my at my.
Okay. See, because it's at instance variables,
Undefined.
Ruby does not complain, right? I type mine over here. It doesn't understand. But I say, let me type mine over here, right? It just return nil. It's okay.
Undefined method for nil.
Undefined method what?
For nil class. I think that's what I was gonna say.
What method?
Name.
Great. So interesting, right? But when you read this, if you're not careful about, you just take your time and ask questions here. So don't be afraid. This red text is to learn again. Just learn from the errors. You can really, the errors you get in your homework, they're all similar to this. So tomorrow, the next day, if you run into errors and you feel like giving up, you can watch this part. We talk about errors here. So let's try to understand why this error happened. Undefined method name. Where is this name? Is it here? Is it here? Is it here? Where? No, here, right? So it would say at mine, and then is there any error? No, at mine return nil. No problem. And say, okay, I understand this now. So I'll say dot name on it. Okay? And it's dot name. You say, whoa, where's name? I don't know. I'm like, no, you should know. It's in here. I define name here. It's like, no, you define it for flower class. You did not define it for nil class. That is why. So this can be tricky. For example, remember maybe price. Oh, you can set a price like this, right? Yeah. So remember in Vietnam we call it sales off, right? But maybe discounted price, or maybe price for men, husbands. Husbands they've been buying flowers all their lives, so you want to give 20% off. Okay, so you want to do something like price /2 like this. Is it okay? 20% off. Okay, if you really want to make it read like 20% off, 50% off, you can write this. No, right? Just 0.50. Yeah. Okay. Clear. Price for husbands and price for wife will be like multiplied by 2. Right? Price for wives, because we know they never buy, so they only buy for themselves. So we just, we multiply the, better money. Okay? Sounds good. Now, if I have this flower like this, so let's make it smaller here. I change it back. My code is now still good, right? Okay? Great. What about I want to print out the price? Your price is, right? Husband, right? So my dot price for husband. What do you think will happen?
Here.
Why? What error can we think of? Price for husband. I have this here. Look, I checked. Okay, my code is like my.name. What is my? Oh, it's a flower. Does flower have a name class? No. Yes. So good. That's fine. Whew. Your price is at mine at price for husband. Is it going to complain undefined method price for husband? No, because I defined it. Price for husband. So it will go in here. Looks good? It go in here. And it will just take this and multiply by this. So no error, right? Alright, so what is this number from? Your price is. How much do you think this husband is going to pay? Nothing? Nil? Undefined method multiply star for nil. What is that?
At price is nil.
Oh, because at price is
Nil.
nil. So I'm like, okay, maybe because you shouldn't take nil at price. So I'm just gonna change it like this. Yeah? Yeah, do you think it solved the problem? And let's run it. Whoa! You see, it's a different error. If we don't calm down, it's the same problem, but it's a different error. And we have to ask ourselves, what can I learn from it, right? You should be excited. You should take screenshot every time you have an error and you send to me. I will collect and we can paint them, I love errors. Nil cannot be coerced, it's like forced into a float. Gosh, this error is disgusting. I don't understand. Make me upset. I did not learn enough. Well, it's okay. Nil. You're like, okay, one of these two must be nil. Is this one? No. So it's nil. Okay, that's fine. Coerce, dictionary. Coerce is ép buộc. Okay, it means force into float. What's a float? Yeah. So it's just that. If you change it to two times this, let's try price for wives, right? If you change this, to 2 multiply like this, it will call nil into fixed number. Float, fixed number. Okay, fixed number, integer. Fixed number is integer. And then this means float. That's all you have to remember. Float, fixed number. But here it just say, why is it error this way? It's if you see a float and a multiply, there's already a multiply method. So it's not complaining about the multiply method. It's complaining about the argument. Right? Why are you giving me, I'm a float. I can only multiply a float. So if you give me nil, I have to force nil into a float. And I don't know how. So I'm a vegetarian and you keep forcing me to eat meat. And I cannot turn meat into vegetables, so I crash.
Can you add red to 6?
Huh?
It's like saying red plus 6.
Red?
Like red plus 6?
Yeah.
That's what it's complaining about.
Yeah, so it just these two things, it doesn't know how to convert it. Okay? Maybe you can define a logic that nil can be forced into 0. Maybe. You can do it. But in this case, it doesn't understand. Let's turn back. So now it's complaining about price. But remember the earlier error. If you run this, it's complaining about what? Well, it doesn't complain about price. It's complaining about the star. Undefined method star. Because it understands price. What is it? At price, it's nil. No problem. I have nil. But then nil star. That's why it crashes, right? There's no method star on a nil. You only have this star as a method on a string or
Fixed number.
a number, a float or a fixed number. Okay? Right. Time for stupid questions. Phương, do you have any question?
I think the error must be at right.
Your error is in advice. So you have the answer. Great. So before, my conclusion here is when you get error, keep calm. You can even take a screenshot of this error. Just read that. If you get an error and I ask you, have you read the error message? You're like, no. Then I will be very upset. My main goal to be a teacher here is to teach you to love the errors, right? That's why they give you this rose color, right? Just like red and beautiful.
An error is a tip.
Yeah, you learn from errors.
It's trying to tell you, like, oh, look, this is what's going on.
All right. However, this thing I'm gonna teach, and it's gonna be new to Lai as well. Undefined method star. What? Is star a method?
Yeah.
How? Can you define a method star?
It's like a special method.
It's not even special at all. Let's understand this. 1 multiply 5 multiply 4 is what?
20.
Do you know where's the method and where's the argument?
The method is 5 dot, in parentheses, colon,
parenthesis,
colon,
star,
star,
and then
and then parentheses, closing, and then another parentheses. Or no, then dot 4.
okay, something like that, like dot 4.
I forget.
It's okay. So we can type this and say, whoa, I don't know what it is. Well, don't worry. This is what Ruby is. It's very clever. Remember the no parenthesis stuff? Let's add them. This is a method. The only thing that's special about this method, is that you don't need a dot. So it's actually 5 dot multiply, but instead of the word multiply, you actually just have that. And what's the argument? 4. That's a method. Okay? So if you want flower to multiply 2, no problem. Let's write that. Class flower over here. Alright, so let's see, right? I have this flower. I don't have this price. Alright. Look, I'm gonna add price into it, okay? So my price is going to be maybe 1 by default, like that. So I have price 1. If I don't have it, it's nil, so that's why it didn't print it, okay? Try again. This one we're okay, right? Inside flower, you have name. You can also add price, right? You can do price equal to, then I need the writer, right? I only have the reader, so I have the writer for price. Remember the writer thing? And I set, okay, so my is, any question about this? No, right? All clear? Let's do that funny multiply thing. What if I multiply this flower by 2 and the price will be 2? Undefined method star. Remember I said the only thing that's special about it is that there's a dot. So it's actually this. You do this, sorry. If you do that, it's the same error. But how do you fix this error, guys? Define, undefined. Oh yeah, I'll define it, right? Def. What's the method name? Star. Yeah? And what's the argument? A number. So you can call it value or number. No problem. And then, how do you change things? Maybe increase the price by 2. So price equals price multiplied by number. Yeah? Can you do that? Why not? And you can even say, price equals price, so you can even do this. Ta-da. Okay, so that looks a bit funny, so let's keep it this way, huh? Alright, I'm gonna run it. Let's look at me here. Okay? Look at the price. 1. I multiply by 2. Look at me again. Price is 2. I do, instead of this, I remember Ruby don't need parentheses. Works.
So you
then you can get rid of the dot because these are just operators. So also works.
So right now, like we could inside of our star definition, we can make it do addition. If we want.
Yeah, you can do anything you want. So remember an array like this, and you can append, this shovel operator array.
Yeah.
You can do the same thing for this one, right? Remember that so A is 1, 2, 3, right? Oh, so slow now. Oh my god. Come on. Okay, remember this? You add an element to it. What is the method name? Shovel. So dot. And then here is the argument. But who writes like that? Okay? But what if you want this flower to be, you add another flower to it? Do you remember the bouquet thing? That you can, instead of bouquet dot add flower, you can even do the bouquet dot flower, and then you can remove the parentheses. So it looks like that. But for this to work, then inside class bouquet, what method do you implement? Def what?
Less than.
Another flower. Then you remember our homework. Then you just do flowers, another flower. Of course, this is very dangerous. You can define multiply, and then inside you use divide or plus or minus. Don't, okay? This is just a little more convenient, but don't make it do crazy stuff. It should only do what you think it does. So we just learned about this operator thing. And Ruby, there's no magic. When you see this now, you understand. Is a method star inside this object. What's an object? A number is a fixed number, right? Fixed number, integer, a float. But this is an object, means an object of a flower is a class. Flower capital is a class, but flower.new is an object. Flower.new, so you can have as many objects as you want. Okay? They can be called an object or class. Instance. Instance, it's like visu. So instance, right? Yeah. So it's like take one, it's an instance. So this is an instance of an iPhone, right?
You have many instances of flowers.
Yeah.
You have roses, violets,
right?
dandelions.
Okay. So, but because there's more things here. So, for example, I make a typo. And what happened? If I call that, or it will crash, but it will complain. This is nil. It will say there's no method operator. This lesson on nil, right? If I make a mistake, I write this. There's no error even. Oh wait, it just say I don't know how to compare flowers and this, right? So when you see errors again, do not look at something else. See the red text, look at the red text. And I was like, oh, what do I do wrong? I go read something else. And it's right here. The red text that you're doing the homework with. Okay? Specifically, alright. Anything that about errors that make us feel, what other errors do we have? Another error is like this. I run this, right? And then suddenly I'm like, and I forget to close it, and I run it. What happens? And then you will see something really weird. Right? I think the internet is really bad now. But then you just, hey, your file is wrong. Then calm down. Sometimes it tells you the line. A lot of times it tells you exactly what line it is. So go there and read that line carefully. But in this case, too bad. Sorry. Line 38. It's not helping, right? But it's syntax error. Unexpected and expecting keyword and. So that's a keyword and. So you just say, oh, okay. I will look, check. That's why the space is very important. Because if you keep writing your method like this, and then like this, and like this, then it's very hard to see.
It's hard to see which n goes to which definition.
Yeah.
Or which class.
Okay. So you want this to be in this n, and then remember if you have if, then you have this n also inside here, and inside there's another if, no problem, but the n has to be here, etc. Okay. Each do is the same thing. Do n, make sure. Right? Don't start doing this. and then life will be difficult. Can you know, who knows if you run this now, right? If I run this, it will complain, same problem. It's very hard to see. Develop a good habit. Okay? Alright. Before we